The energy around the Eagles right now is electric, and fans are riding a roller coaster of emotions as the season continues to unfold. This week, the spotlight is on Jalen Hurts, and it is clear that he is stepping up in a way that shows both leadership and determination. Reports indicate that he has been studying his past games meticulously, going back to film to see what worked, what did not, and where adjustments could be made. At this point in the season, every play matters, and Hurts seems to understand that more than ever. It is the kind of initiative that separates good quarterbacks from elite ones, showing that he is not waiting for someone else to fix problems. He is taking matters into his own hands. Fans questioning his leadership might want to reconsider, because the willingness to analyze past mistakes and actively implement solutions is exactly what you need from a player leading a team with championship aspiration. This approach demonstrates accountability, focus, and a commitment to winning that cannot be taught. It must come from within. Meanwhile, the team has also made some moves off the field that are already creating ripples in the roster. The decision to cut Xavier Gipson was one of those tough choices, a moment where the business side of football collides with the emotional attachment to players. Gipson has undeniable speed and the ability to make explosive plays, but the consistency and security offered by Brandon Cooks returning to the fold provides a more reliable option for the Eagles' special teams and offensive strategy. Cooks is known for being dependable in key situations, giving the team solid field position and the potential for a big play when it counts. This type of decision, although difficult, reflects a clear strategic approach, minimizing risk while maximizing efficiency. It is a reminder that every roster move, every depth chart adjustment, carries weight in a season where margins between victory and defeat are razor thin. The context of the league this season adds layers of complexity to the Eagles' path forward. The NFC East has been unpredictable, with teams fluctuating week to week. Wins that might have seemed assured in previous seasons have become battles of execution and composure. The Rams, for example, have been dominant against the Cardinals, while teams like the Bears have managed to surprise and capitalize on moments where other teams faltered. These shifts in standings show just how competitive the league has become, and the Eagles are navigating these waters with an acute awareness of what is at stake. Tie-breakers, divisional matchups, and key victories against teams like the Packers or Rams could very well determine playoff positioning. It is not just about winning. It is about winning strategically and taking advantage of every opportunity presented by the schedule and injuries elsewhere in the league. Speaking of injuries, the landscape of the NFL is never static, and the Eagles are paying attention to the changing conditions around them. Opponents' quarterback injuries, line weaknesses, and other shifts can dramatically influence the outcome of games. The ability to recognize and exploit these situations is essential, and it requires both preparation and adaptability. Hurts' film study and proactive approach are perfectly aligned with this reality, as he and the coaching staff are looking to identify every possible edge. Facing teams like the Commanders, who have been struggling with their own roster challenges, presents a clear opportunity to capitalize on moments where opponents are vulnerable. The Eagles' ability to focus, execute, and remain disciplined in these matchups will play a critical role in maintaining momentum toward a playoff berth. Adding another layer to this narrative is the respect and awareness of past teammates and coaches who have moved on. The conversation around former Eagles like Zach, a former Super Bowl champion who faced a devastating defeat recently, brings a reminder of how fleeting success can be in professional football. It is a sport of highs and lows, where even champions can face humbling setbacks, injuries, and circumstances beyond their control. Moments like these underscore the importance of resilience and preparation for the present, qualities the Eagles are channeling as they push toward their goals. The league is littered with stories of players and teams who failed to adjust, who relied too heavily on past success, and the Eagles appear determined not to fall into that trap. The coaching side of the equation also demands attention. While fans sometimes get caught up in debates about firing or changing coaches, the reality on the field is much more nuanced. Shane Steichen has had to navigate injuries, roster shifts, and quarterback transitions, making complex decisions under pressure. His ability to keep the team competitive, even with setbacks, demonstrates a high level of coaching acumen. The Eagles staff is working within the constraints of the season while trying to maximize what they have available. A delicate balancing act that requires both creativity and discipline. Steichen's management of the team mirrors Hurts' approach on the field, identifying what works adjusting where needed, and maintaining a clear vision of the end goal, off the field. There is a renewed sense of urgency as the Eagles chase a top seed in the NFC. Every victory counts, and every misstep can have significant consequences in the playoff picture. Teams like the Buccaneers, Packers, and Rams are all in contention. And the Eagles are well aware that their performance against these teams will not only influence their record but also their positioning and home field advantage come playoff time. The stakes are high, and the players' preparation, mindset, and adaptability are under constant scrutiny. There is a collective understanding within the locker room that they cannot rely on luck or past achievements. They must earn every yard, every point, and every victory through precise execution and strategic planning. As the season progresses, Jalen Hurts' leadership will be a defining factor for the Eagles. His commitment to reviewing film, understanding what plays succeed, and actively adjusting his approach speaks to a level of maturity and focus that resonates throughout the team. When a quarterback leads by example in this way, it elevates the entire roster, inspiring confidence and creating a culture of accountability. The Eagles are clearly in a phase where attention to detail, preparation, and adaptability are paramount. And Hurts' proactive approach exemplifies that mindset. It is not just about individual performance. It is about creating a collective system where each player knows their role and executes it to the best of their ability. In addition, the roster moves, including the return of Brandon Cooks and the decision to release Xavier Gibson, highlight the team's focus on balancing explosiveness with reliability. Football is a game of both skill and strategy, and the Eagles are building a squad that reflects both. Players like Cooks may not always produce the highlight reel play, but their consistency and situational awareness provide a foundation on which the team can operate effectively. The combination of Hurts' leadership, strategic roster adjustments, and the coaching staff's guidance forms the backbone of a team that is poised to compete at the highest level as the regular season winds down and the playoffs approach. The landscape of the league, filled with injured quarterbacks, inconsistent teams, and fluctuating standings, presents both challenges and opportunities for the Eagles. Capitalizing on these moments requires focus, preparation, and execution, all of which are increasingly evident in Hurts' approach and the team's decision-making process. With each week, the Eagles demonstrate that they are not merely reacting to circumstances, but actively shaping their path toward success. The emphasis on preparation, accountability, and strategic play ensures that the team is well-positioned to navigate the complexities of the NFC and the broader league. As the Eagles march deeper into the season, the intensity of each matchup becomes more apparent, and the importance of leadership, preparation, and adaptability cannot be overstated. Jalen Hurts continues to stand out, not just for his physical ability, but for his intellectual approach to the game, going back through film, identifying tendencies, and isolating plays that succeed under pressure is exactly the kind of work that elevates a team. From being good to being elite, it is a statement to both teammates and opponents alike. This team is not relying solely on talent. They are methodical, strategic, and relentless in pursuit of victory. This is what separates a playoff-caliber team from one that falls short when the stakes are highest. Every drive, every decision, every adjustment on the field now carries enormous weight, and Hurts' proactive mindset is the catalyst for a culture of accountability throughout the locker room. The Eagles' recent roster moves further underline this strategy. Brandon Cooks' returning provides not only stability, but also a level of situational reliability that the team can count on in critical moments. In contrast, Xavier Gibson's release, while difficult to process emotionally for some fans, reinforces the team's focus on minimizing risk while optimizing performance. Gibson has game-breaking potential, no doubt, but the inconsistency and turnovers he created ultimately placed the team in vulnerable positions. Football is a game of margins, and the Eagles are clearly prioritizing precision, consistency, and smart decision-making. Cook's ability to secure field position and contribute to the offense in ways that are dependable fits perfectly with the overarching strategy of the team. These choices reflect a mindset that understands talent is only part of the equation. Execution and reliability are equally vital. Looking across the league, the competitive landscape presents both challenges and openings for the Eagles. Teams that were once considered dominant have shown cracks, and injuries continue to reshape matchups in unpredictable ways. The NFC East remains as turbulent as ever, with wins and losses shifting playoff probabilities on a week-to-week basis. The ability to capitalize on these fluctuations is essential And the Eagles appear poised to do just that. Strategic victories over teams like the Packers, Rams, and even divisional rivals can create momentum that propels them toward a top playoff seed. The nuances of tie-breakers, divisional performance, and strength of schedule mean that each game is not just a contest in isolation, but a key piece of the overall path to postseason success. The Eagles are navigating this landscape with a combination of tactical preparation, acute awareness of their opponents, and a relentless drive to control their own destiny. Injuries across the league amplify the importance of preparation and adaptability. When opposing quarterbacks or key players are sidelined, the Eagles have opportunities to exploit weaknesses, but only if they are disciplined and focused. The team's ability to adjust their game plan to capitalize on these situations will be a defining factor in their season. Hurts' leadership, demonstrated through meticulous film study and personal accountability, aligns perfectly with this reality. He is not just executing plays, he is actively analyzing, learning, and recalibrating to ensure that each snap maximizes the team's advantage. This level of engagement sets the tone for the entire roster, fostering a culture where preparation meets execution, and where attention to detail translates into tangible results on the scoreboard. The coaching staff, led by Shane Steichen, has also played a pivotal role in shaping the team's approach. Steichen's ability to navigate injuries, roster changes, and the unique challenges of each game week demonstrates both adaptability and strategic acumen. Fans may sometimes debate the merits of coaching decisions, but on the field, the results speak to a deliberate and methodical approach. Steichen's guidance, paired with Hurts' initiative, creates a synergy where strategy and execution reinforce each other. The team's offensive and defensive schemes are constantly evolving, reflecting the staff's awareness of league trends, opponent tendencies, and the unique strengths of their own roster. This collaboration between coach and quarterback is a cornerstone of the Eagles' ongoing success, and it highlights the importance of leadership at every level of the organization. Momentum remains a critical factor as the Eagles approach key games that could define their playoff positioning. The ability to maintain focus, execute under pressure, and exploit opponents' weaknesses will determine whether the team secures home field advantage and a favorable seed. Every win matters, but more importantly, the manner in which these wins are achieved sets the tone for the postseason. Discipline, execution, and situational awareness are non-negotiable, and the Eagles are demonstrating a commitment to these principles week after week. The team is not only playing to win individual games, but is constructing a framework that maximizes their potential for long-term success. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments and let's talk birds. The Eagles training facility in Philadelphia has been buzzing with an unusual electricity, the kind that spreads before anyone can explain what's actually happening. Coaches have been tighter-lipped than usual. Players are choosing their words carefully, and staff members are suddenly pretending they didn't see anything at all. Yet the whispers keep growing. Something unexpected went down behind those closed practice doors. According to people around the building, a group of surprising new reinforcements appeared out of now here during a recent training session, catching even seasoned veterans completely off guard. No official announcement has been made, and the organization refuses to confirm whether these visitors are prospective signings, practice squad experiments, or something else entirely. Still, the rumor mill in Philly is grinding at full speed. Witnesses claim the moment the newcomers stepped onto the field, the atmosphere shifted instantly. Drills slowed, conversation stopped, and several players were seen exchanging confused looks as they tried to figure out who these unfamiliar faces were. Coaches, usually loud and demanding, were reportedly calmer than usual, choosing to watch from a distance as if evaluating reactions instead of technique. The mystery has only intensified speculation. Some believe the front office is quietly testing potential additions before making anything public. Others suggest the coaching staff is experimenting with tactical surprises to shake up the depth chart. A few even whisper that the organization might be hiding a bigger move, something bold enough to change the entire dynamic of the roster. Whatever the truth is, those who claim to have seen the session insist the newcomers brought an explosive energy with them. Fast cuts, sharp routes, powerful bursts off the line, details that, if true, could indicate Philadelphia is considering significant adjustments in key positions. Nothing is confirmed, but the excitement and tension is real. For now, everything remains wrapped in secrecy. But if there's one thing this franchise is known for, it's that rumors around the Eagles rarely appear without reason, and if this quiet storm continues to build, the league might soon learn that Philadelphia has been cooking up something no one saw coming. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.